Welcome to Southern Heritage Chronicles, your gateway to the hidden gems of Southern African history. Here, we embark on thrilling journeys through time, uncovering the untold stories of remarkable individuals who left an indelible mark on our heritage. From fearless freedom fighters to visionary leaders, we delve deep into the lives and legacies of those who shaped our past and continue to inspire our future. Join our community of history enthusiasts. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on our latest discoveries and adventures. Let's keep the spirit of Southern Africa's heritage alive, together. Today, we delve into the remarkable life of Dulcie September, an anti-apartheid activist whose courage and dedication left an indelible mark on history. But her story doesn't end there. Her tragic death is shrouded in mystery and conspiracy. Was it the French police? The very political party she worked for? Or the ruthless apartheid government? Join us as we uncover the truth. Dulcie September's early life, birth and family. Dulcie September was born on August 20, 1935, in the suburb of Gleamore, Cape Town. She was the second eldest daughter in her family. Her parents, Jacobus and Susan September, were instrumental in shaping her values of justice and resilience. Jacobus September, Dulcie's father, Jacobus, significantly influenced her life. He was known for his strong sense of justice and resilience, which he passed on to his children. Jacobus worked as a laborer, which was common for many in the colored community during the apartheid era. Susan September, Dulcie's mother, Susan, was a homemaker who was crucial in nurturing her children's sense of right and wrong. She was deeply involved in their upbringing and education, ensuring they understood the importance of standing up against injustice. Family dynamics. Dulcie was the second eldest daughter in her family. She had several siblings, though specific details about the total number and their names are less documented. Her family lived in Gleamore, a suburb of Cape Town, where they faced the harsh realities of apartheid but remained resilient and hopeful. At the age of 6, Dulcie began attending Klipfontein Methodist Mission, a school and mission station in the Western Cape. She spent the next 7 years there, receiving a primary education and forming lasting connections with her teachers and classmates. During her time at Klipfontein, Dulcie learned valuable skills in subjects like English, Afrikaans, and mathematics. But more importantly, she was taught Christian values and the importance of community service. These lessons would shape her early worldview and inspire her future activism. As Dulcie grew older, she became increasingly aware of the injustices faced by her community. She saw how apartheid affected her family, friends, and neighbors. This sparked a fire within her, fueling her desire to fight for change. Dulcie September's time at Klipfontein Methodist Mission laid the foundation for her future activism. Her early life experiences shaped her into a courageous and compassionate individual, dedicated to fighting for a more just and equal society. Dulcie September's time at Athlone High School was pivotal in shaping her political consciousness and activism. As one of the first students to attend the newly established school, she was exposed to a diverse range of ideas and influences. Her teachers, many of whom were active in civic and political organizations, played a significant role in nurturing her awareness of social injustices. Dulcie was known for her keen intellect and determination. She excelled academically and was deeply curious about the world around her. This intellectual curiosity drove her to question the status quo and seek out knowledge beyond the classroom. Even as a young student, Dulcie displayed a strong sense of empathy and compassion for others. She was particularly sensitive to the inequalities and hardships faced by her community under apartheid. This empathy fueled her desire to fight for justice and equality. Dulcie's leadership qualities were evident early on. She was actively involved in student organizations and was known for her ability to inspire and mobilize her peers. Her involvement in the Cape Peninsula Students' Union, CPSU, and the Teachers League of South Africa, TLSA, during her high school years laid the groundwork for her future activism. Resilience and courage. Growing up in a racially segregated society, Dulcie faced numerous challenges and obstacles. Despite these difficulties, she remained resilient and courageous, never shying away from standing up for what she believed in. Her experiences at Athlone High School helped to strengthen her resolve and commitment to the anti-apartheid cause. Dulcie's teachers at Athlone High School were instrumental in shaping her political views. Many of them were involved in civic and political organizations, and they encouraged their students to think critically about the social and political issues of the time. This environment fostered a sense of solidarity and collective action among the students, further influencing Dulcie's path toward activism. Her peers also played a crucial role in her development. The camaraderie and shared experiences of growing up under apartheid created a strong bond among the students, reinforcing their collective commitment to fighting for a better future. Dulcie September's time at Athlone High School was marked by a blend of intellectual growth, empathy, leadership, and resilience. These qualities not only defined her personality but also set the stage for her lifelong dedication to the struggle against apartheid. In 1954, Dulcie September enrolled at the Wesley Training School in Salt River to pursue a teaching career. By 1955, she had completed her teacher's diploma and began teaching at various schools in Cape Town. Her first teaching position was at the City Mission School in Maitland, followed by Bridgetown East Primary School in Athlone. As a young teacher, Dulcie was confronted with the harsh realities of the apartheid education system. She saw firsthand the disparities in resources and opportunities between white and non-white students. This experience ignited her passion for activism and social justice. In response to these injustices, Dulcie joined the Teachers League of South Africa, TLSA, an organization dedicated to fighting for the rights of teachers and students in the apartheid system. The TLSA was known for its strong stance against racial segregation in education and its efforts to improve the conditions for non-white teachers and students. Dulcie's involvement with the TLSA led her to join the African People's Democratic Union of Southern Africa, APDUSA, in 1960. APDUSA was a political organization that aimed to unite various anti-apartheid groups and promote a non-racial, democratic South Africa. Dulcie's activism extended beyond education. Dulcie September's activism led to her arrest on October 7, 1963. She was detained without trial at Roland Street Prison along with 9 others. The charges against her included conspiracy to commit acts of sabotage and inciting politically motivated violence. Dulcie was a member of the National Liberation Front, NLF, a militant group that emerged from the Uchi Chan Club, which advocated for guerrilla warfare against the apartheid regime. During her imprisonment, Dulcie endured severe physical and psychological abuse. She was subjected to harsh interrogations and solitary confinement, aimed at breaking her spirit and deterring her from further activism. Despite these conditions, Dulcie remained resilient. She used her time in prison to teach her fellow inmates to read and write, which led to her being transferred from Cape Town to Kroonstad Prison, due to suspicions that she was negatively influencing other prisoners. One of the most poignant anecdotes from Dulcie's time in prison involves her efforts to educate her fellow inmates. Despite the oppressive conditions, Dulcie saw an opportunity to make a difference. She organized informal classes, teaching literacy and basic education to illiterate prisoners. This act of defiance and compassion not only provided her fellow inmates with valuable skills but also fostered a sense of solidarity and hope among them. Another anecdote highlights Dulcie's unbreakable spirit. During one particularly harsh interrogation session, Dulcie was asked why she continued to fight against the apartheid regime despite the personal cost. Her response was simple yet powerful. She said, "Because it is the right thing to do." This unwavering commitment to justice and equality exemplified her character and inspired those around her. Dulcie was released from prison on April 15, 1969. However, her freedom was severely restricted by a 5-year banning order imposed by the apartheid regime. This order prohibited her from engaging in any political activity, teaching, or even participating in social gatherings. The banning order was a common tactic used by the apartheid government to silence activists and disrupt their lives. As her banning order neared its end in 1973, Dulcie applied for a permanent departure permit and left South Africa on December 19, 1973. She moved to London, where she joined the anti-apartheid movement and became actively involved in numerous political rallies and demonstrations. In London, Dulcie's dedication and passion for the anti-apartheid cause caught the attention of key figures in the African National Congress, ANC. She joined the ANC in 1976 and began working with the ANC Women's League. Her commitment and leadership skills quickly stood out, leading to her election as chairperson of the International Year of the Child, IYC, committee of the ANC Women's Section in 1979. During this time, Dulcie worked closely with prominent ANC members such as Ilva McKay and Eleanor Casseroles. These connections helped her gain deeper insights into the ANC's operations and strategies. Her role involved organizing events, coordinating international campaigns, and raising awareness about the plight of South African children under apartheid. In 1983, Dulcie was appointed as the ANC's chief representative in France, Switzerland, and Luxembourg. This position was a testament to her dedication and effectiveness as an activist. In Paris, she worked tirelessly to build support for the ANC and the broader anti-apartheid movement. Dulcie's responsibilities included lobbying French politicians, engaging with international media, and coordinating with other anti-apartheid organizations. She played a crucial role in exposing the apartheid regime's human rights abuses and garnering international support for sanctions against South Africa. Dulcie's work was not without challenges. She often faced threats and surveillance from apartheid agents. Despite these dangers, she remained undeterred. One notable encounter was with Nelson Mandela's close associate, Oliver Tambo, who recognized her dedication and supported her efforts. In her role, Dulcie also collaborated with various international activists and organizations, including the International Defense and Aid Fund for Southern Africa. Her ability to connect with people from diverse backgrounds and her unwavering commitment to justice made her an invaluable asset to the ANC in exile. Dulcie September continued her relentless fight against apartheid. She played a crucial role in raising international awareness about the atrocities of the apartheid regime and worked tirelessly to gather support for the ANC. Her dedication and courage remain an enduring legacy, inspiring future generations to continue the struggle for justice and equality. Dulcie September's work had a profound impact on international perceptions of apartheid, significantly contributing to the global anti-apartheid movement. Here are some key aspects of her influence: raising awareness and mobilizing support. 1. International campaigns. Dulcie played a crucial role in organizing international campaigns that highlighted the atrocities of the apartheid regime. Her efforts helped to mobilize support from various international organizations and governments. 2. Lobbying and advocacy. As the ANC's chief representative in France, Switzerland, and Luxembourg, Dulcie lobbied politicians and engaged with international media to expose the human rights abuses in South Africa. Her advocacy work was instrumental in garnering support for sanctions against the apartheid government. 3. Building alliances. Dulcie's ability to build alliances with other anti-apartheid organizations and activists in Europe strengthened the global movement against apartheid. Her work helped to create a unified front that pressured the South African government to end its oppressive policies. Personal encounters and influence. 1. Collaborations with key figures. Dulcie worked closely with prominent ANC members and international activists, including Oliver Tambo and members of the anti-apartheid movement. These collaborations amplified her impact and helped to coordinate efforts across different countries. 2. Public speaking and media engagements. Dulcie was a powerful speaker and often participated in public rallies and media engagements. Her speeches and interviews brought the realities of apartheid to a global audience, increasing international awareness and support for the anti-apartheid cause. Legacy and long-term impact. 1. International sanctions. Dulcie's efforts contributed to the growing international pressure on the South African government, leading to the imposition of economic and political sanctions. These sanctions played a significant role in weakening the apartheid regime and accelerating its eventual downfall. 2. Inspiring future generations. Dulcie's dedication and courage continue to inspire future generations of activists. Her legacy is a testament to the power of international solidarity and the importance of standing up against injustice. 3. Recognition and memorials. Despite the challenges she faced, Dulcie's contributions have been recognized and honored through various memorials and tributes. Her story serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by countless activists in the fight for a free and democratic South Africa. Dulcie September's work not only raised international awareness about the injustices of apartheid but also played a crucial role in mobilizing global support for the anti-apartheid movement. Her legacy continues to inspire and remind us of the importance of fighting for justice and equality. Final days. In the final days of her life, Dulcie September was deeply involved in investigating the apartheid regime's connections to international arms trafficking. As the ANC's chief representative in France, Switzerland, and Luxembourg, she was gathering evidence on illegal arms deals between France and South Africa. On the morning of March 29, 1988, Dulcie was on her way to open the ANC office in Paris after collecting the mail. As she was about to enter the building, she was shot 5 times from behind with a .22 caliber silenced rifle. Her body was found lying next to the stack of mail she had just collected. Dulcie September's assassination shocked the international community. The motive behind her murder is believed to be linked to her investigations into the illicit arms trade between France and the apartheid regime. She was uncovering sensitive information that could have exposed high-ranking officials and disrupted the flow of weapons to South Africa. In the years following her assassination, multiple investigations were conducted. A judicial inquiry by a French judge and an investigation by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, in South Africa both sought to uncover the truth behind Dulcie's murder. The TRC's investigation involved Swedish police officer Jan-Åke Kjellberg and former South African policeman Wilson Magadla. Despite their efforts, neither investigation produced conclusive findings. The lack of cooperation from certain parties and the possible involvement of powerful entities hindered the progress of these inquiries. In recent years, there have been renewed efforts to reopen the investigation into Dulcie September's murder. In 2019, her family filed a complaint in France, insisting that her assassination was a crime of apartheid and therefore a crime against humanity with no prescriptive period. Despite these efforts, the French courts have repeatedly dismissed requests to reopen the case, citing a lack of new evidence and procedural limitations. The family's lawyer, Eve Lauren, has denounced this as a denial of justice and continues to advocate for a thorough investigation. In the years following her assassination, multiple investigations were conducted. A judicial inquiry by a French judge and an investigation by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, in South Africa both sought to uncover the truth behind Dulcie's murder. The TRC's investigation involved Swedish police officer Jan-Åke Kjellberg and former South African policeman Wilson Magadlo. Despite their efforts, neither investigation produced conclusive findings. The lack of cooperation from certain parties and the possible involvement of powerful entities hindered the progress of these inquiries. In recent years, there have been renewed efforts to reopen the investigation into Dulcie September's murder. In 2019, her family filed a complaint in France, insisting that her assassination was a crime of apartheid and therefore a crime against humanity with no prescriptive period. Despite these efforts, the French courts have repeatedly dismissed requests to reopen the case, citing a lack of new evidence and procedural limitations. The family's lawyer, Eve Lauren, has denounced this as a denial of justice and continues to advocate for a thorough investigation.